see a certain film on Saturday afternoon as a child, and you come away with a certain feeling about it or a certain relationship to it, it doesn't necessarily change when you know more about the film or more about the way movies are made, or can relate to the material in a more adult way. So kitsch, in a sense, can become more important than the ultimate meaning, which there is no such thing as the ultimate meaning anyway. So, I mean, a movie like Ten Commandments is a massive volume of kitsch, and people relate to it in ways that I'll never understand. And but I do know, but I can recognize other people's kitsch when I see it. So, and I think a lot of people can recognize kitsch when they see it, but it doesn't change your relationship to liking it or disliking it. It just changes your relationship as a spectator using your brain, if that makes any sense. And in a certain sense, I think that kitsch has a much longer life than either Bergman or Antonioni movies do or will have. I think if there are still movies 60 years from now, people will still be watching the Ten Commandments and loving it. And I seriously doubt that people will be feeling the same way about Antonioni. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a seer. I'm just a filmmaker. The reason I deal with classical Hollywood cinema is it's the subject I know best. I think I mentioned this in an interview. Somebody said, oh, well, why don't you deal with Indian cinema or Thai cinema? Basically, he was saying, why are you such a racist? That's kind of what he was implying. Well, I will never understand Indian culture. I will never see more than a handful of Indian films. I will not have grown up watching them. The same goes for Japanese films, Thai films, whatever. I will never learn the language well enough to be able to comment on them. I will never be able to see or perceive the contradictions implicit in the films themselves. And the reason I deal with classical Hollywood movies and some European films is because it's a culture that's available to me. I can't stretch myself to talk about Finnish cinema. You know, I just don't know. I don't and will never know enough about it. So I'm limited, as we all are, and let some Finnish filmmaker deal with the complexities and contradictions in Finnish cinema. I can't. I'm a most unreliable narrator. When I say in the Deborah Paget movie, I can't remember if I say it or the woman who plays Deborah Paget says it, we look like triplets, about Deborah Paget, Elvis Presley, and Priscilla Presley. Well, that's a very subjective point of view, isn't it? We look like triplets. Well, maybe you think so, but maybe they don't think so. Or you're talking about 3 photographs, but usually when they're not being photographed, they look different than when they are being photographed. So, and also, I mean, talking about the Deborah Paget one, it's like when I say that Deborah Paget looked exactly like Yvonne Furneaux, well, some American critic said, "Oh no, they don't." Okay, they don't. What do you want from me? I think they do. But then he admits he saw another film with Yvonne Furneaux in which she really does look like Deborah Paget. I'm not there to have street fights with everybody who watches my movies. I can only do what I do, and I'm not in a position to argue my point of view. I think the point of view is very self-evident in the films themselves.